bench and stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets.
Yeah. All right. Dom C is in the house for the Thursday thick of it. I am wearing an extra fluffy beard today, Dom.
I noticed.
You know, it's I haven't trimmed it. I'll tell you the last day I trimmed it, everybody.
Last day you went into work.
No, I did trim it once since. It was the morning that I went to see the Jets play the Denver Broncos.
Oof.
In Shit Life Stadium. That's what I did. So I noticed it today. I was like, oh man, it's because it goes out. And that's not what I like it to be, like tight and then long. You know what I mean? That's my style. But I'm a little fluffed up. So what do you think? How you doing, man? Is it chilly up there?
You know what? We have a rule in our house. No heat until Halloween.
And, I like it.
Yeah. Last night I came home and I got home at 6 o'clock and my wife's upstairs, 3 blankets, the down comforter on, and she gave me the look. And I said, I'm going to turn the heat on. So,
you didn't hold you like, hey, a rule's a rule.
I picked my battles, and that was not one I was willing to stand on business about. So
yeah,
it got a little chilly. We turned the heat on. She's happy as a clam, and happy wife, happy life.
Happy wife, happy life. You heard it here first, everybody. So this is the Thursday thick of it. Dom C is breaking all the rules because he's getting the stare of doom.
That's
right.
Right.
Sometimes, like, especially when you're with somebody a little while, it's not like, what? What's the problem? You know what the problem is. You know what the stare is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Doing this 14 days early, buddy. That's what we're doing. You and your rules.
That's it. I think you should keep the beard going until the Jets break the playoff drought.
Well, Dom, this is the thing. Look what's going on up here. Like,
whoa.
This is what's going on for my Halloween look. So my wife, I was telling everybody on the Tuesday after hours show, my wife came up to me the other day, like just at the end of last week, and she just she hugged me and she looked at me and she said, dude, the hair already, And I'm like, you don't like it? I'm doing it for you. And she's like, you are not doing whatever that is. It's not for me, buddy. I am enduring it with you, So I don't know. I'm all fluffed up. So we'll see. I don't know if I can do it much longer. But anyway, guys, I beat Dakota in here today. So look at me. I was first. And then Dakota. Aha! I did it. So Tony Alexio's in the house. Good to see you, Dakota. And then he wants the unleashing of the GreenBean mania. Right on, dude. Knuckleheads here. And Armpitsburg going down. I like that. That's good stuff, man. Let's see. 2014 to 2021, Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams combined for 615 receptions, 7,529 yards, and 68 touchdowns. They were the NFL's second most prolific tandem over that time, trailing only Matt Ryan and Julio Jones.
Remember how good Julio Jones was?
And then he fell off a cliff, which is what we're going to get with Davante Adams, by the way. Yeah, we know this. We've read this book before. How come they put a different cover on the book, Dom, and we go, ooh, a new book. And then we read it again like it's going to be there. It's the same book, right? It's going to the same well. I mean, again, it's a different cover. I don't know, maybe one of these days, but all the way back to like Art Monk. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It happened. And listen, he's going to fall off a cliff. We just hope that it's not this year, right? Yeah. And if we have to pay him big money to keep him next year, we hope that it's not next year. It's inevitable. It's coming. But let's not worry about it right now.
Yeah, now he's got a good comparison going. Look, Drew Brees is running out into the stadium, everybody. He's all psyched up. He owns a bunch of Quiznos and Subways and shit, whatever it is over there.
Yeah. Can I make a quick statement? I got to get something off my chest.
Yeah.
As I'm getting ready for this game and watching the pregame, can I tell you what a nimwit I think Ryan Fitzpatrick has turned into? He is just kind of jumped the shark and saying and doing all this stuff for tweets, taking the jab, getting a little interaction on social media. That guy can go kick rocks for all I care. I almost don't want to watch this game because I don't want to look at his ugly mug.
Well, that is funny. I'm glad you got that off your chest. I want to say welcome because the moment that he threw 4 picks or whatever it was in the game against Rex Ryan's Buffalo Bills and completed his inability to just never get into playoffs, no matter what kind of season that he has. That's the thing with Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's never been in the playoffs, never. So once that happened, anything that people go, oh, he's fun, he's this, is that. I'm like, I don't get it. I'm done. I don't hear a word he says. He's remember he showed up in Miami, he had the shirt open, the chains. Yeah. Like, what is that?
Yeah, there's a few guys right now, and I think that's just because I'm bitter and ornery from being 2-4. Like things that used to roll off my back. Like
you're angry.
Yeah, they just get me. Mekhi Becton's another one. That guy can't keep the New York Jets out of his mouth for some reason. Like, we don't talk about you, like, but we're renting space up in your head, Mekhi. Like, move it on. Ryan Fitzpatrick, kick rocks. Mekhi Becton, right here, buddy. Anyone else in the chat want some? Give it.
Well, it's funny too because Matt O'Leary said to me this week, said it to me and Ryan, I believe. He said, it's getting so ridiculous out there that I almost want to see the Jets win more to shut people up than for me to, than the team to win. And I said, welcome, young Padawan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I said, use your hatred. I just said, tack 20 years of this bullshit on top of your fandom and you get GreenBean.
Yeah.
Okay. When I'm like, I don't give a fuck where I'm always going to be a fan of Sam Darnold. I'm like, get out. Because I don't care. Sam Darnold succeeds. All it is a means for people to make fun of me. The Jets are me. This is what we have to understand. For whatever reason, we became Jets fans, right? Well, for whatever reason, 10 years old, you like the color green, your father's a Jets fan, all your friends were, you met a girl, whatever the reason is, you're here. And that team runs on the field. It's a different batch of names every other year, different coaches, even in my life, different owners, different general managers, different quarterbacks. It doesn't matter. That brand, the helmet, the word mark, the uniform, it runs out on the field. We pay money to see it and we root for it. And when they suck, it creates a scenario where the entire world can try to make me feel bad and be justified in doing so. And I'm sick of it.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm tired of it. And so when Mekhi Becton that you just brought up, he was a complete bust. And I rooted for Mekhi. And not to say I would have picked Mekhi. You can go all the way back to the videos. I said the pick should be Wirfs. I said it live on air. Becton's intriguing, but Wirfs is the safe pick. It's his first ever pick. He's got to pick Wirfs. That's the kind of stuff I was saying, right? Mm-hmm. When we picked Becton, I was like, okay, swing for the fences. I get it. I'm in. He sucked. He was big and fat. I defended him. He would blow out his knee. I defended him. He goes down there. I am all left tackle. That's just a year ago. He's a guard now, and he's throwing stones. That's just a bitter little man. That's all. And I don't even see it. It's just like I scroll right past that shit. Mekhi Becton say that stadium sucks. Well, is he wrong?
No. That absolutely is not. He's not wrong about that whatsoever. He's not the only person. Not the first. Won't be the last to say that. But the other just jabs, talking about the Eagles are playing the Giants, and they're talking about. They asked him a question about Saquon Barkley. How does Saquon Barkley feel about playing the team? Well, both Saquon and I have a bone to pick with how New York did us. How do we do you? What do we do? You know what I mean? Yeah, maybe the fan base, some of you got on your fat ass a little bit, so on and so forth. But give me a break.
Big bust.
The big bust.
How's he doing? Let's look at his PFF. Have you looked at it?
No, but I'll be happy to pull it up.
I got it. Hold on. I got the. Let's see how Mekhi Becton. I honestly don't know. Is he a good guard? Is he? I really don't know. So because I don't care, right?
Yeah. And it's funny you say Wirfs. I mean, I was all about Andrew Thomas. We didn't have an option. We didn't have a chance to pick him.
Right.
And if it wasn't going to be Andrew Thomas, it was CeeDee Lamb for me. CeeDee Lamb.
All right, hold on. JMG, you're so right, buddy. Thinking is overrated. All right, so here it is. Let me see if I can do anything within this window. Yeah, I can get it a little bigger. Here we go. So he's got 281 snaps, 3 sacks. So he's got a 49.4 pass blocking grade, and he's doing well in the run block, on which we could use. You know what I mean? But how many penalties? 0 penalties. All right, look at Becton. He's given up 10 pressures and 3 sacks, and so he's not doing well as a pass blocker at all.
Not great. He's not a good pass blocker. I mean, it is what it is. Let's look at this.
Look at this Bo Nix guy running around.
He's a knucklehead.
Dude, he looks like Zach to me. All I see is Zach Wilson. It's crazy. Instantly, I think it's him.
He's a knucklehead.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. So there's Becton. You know, he sucks. You know?
So I'm going to pull up our guards. So Elijah Vera Tucker currently has a PFF pass block rating for the season of 80 and a run block rate of 67.3, ranked number 11. John Simpson, ranked number 13 at 77.8 and 74, respectively.
So Becton is 50. He's rated 52.
Yeah.
A little different.
Yeah. We got you again, Mekhi.
Right. We did you wrong. You know, you're a piece of shit. But that's the whole thing, like with all this stuff. Like, I need the Jets. Like, now we're gonna, like, look, last year, right, we signed Mecole Hardman. For whatever reason, we can't get him on the field. I mean, again, like the offensive side of the ball with this team, Dom, it's just to make sense of it, it's justification after justification after. The idea that Mecole Hardman is this electric player for the Chiefs for 7-8 years, whatever it is. He comes here and he gets beat out by an undrafted free agent. We can't get him on the field. He's selling company secrets, you know what I mean, to the Eagles. And then we cut him or trade him back to the Chiefs, whatever. And he catches the winning touchdown in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then now we sign Mike Williams, Taylor Hamgate, and the whole thing. It's happy. First couple games, he's got some really great clutch catches. Last few games, he's like, what's going on? What is it with this offensive staff, man? Dude, Mike Williams is a proven commodity in the NFL. Man. This is not a guy who's ever been a problem. The injury thing was the concern.
Sure.
That's the only real. So what is it, Dom? Tell me, what is it? Like Denzel Mims, Mecole Hardman. It's like, it just goes on and on and on. These guys that we bring in here, but Rashad Perryman, he comes in here. He's like, okay, goes back to Tampa Bay, and he's not their number one receiver. Mike Evans was, and Godwin are ahead of him, but he's playing his role and scoring these long. He's a speed guy, deep threat. Why can't we use that?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I was talking about this with somebody today. That's an awful pass from Bo Nix, and he's got 2 guys wide open that would have walked in for touchdowns. But I digress. Talking about this with somebody today, like, you know, the one thing that I'm going to remember, if the Joe Douglas era ends this season, which I have an inkling that it is. I know people.
I do too. Because where is he?
That's right. This is you know how this is going to end, GreenBean? It's going to end in January. They say where the Jets and Joe Douglas have mutually agreed to part ways.
Yeah,
that's it. So, the one thing I'm going to remember about this tenure with Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh is we've had more guys go into go into the on the bad boy list that we end up just signing and trading away to do right by the player, right? You had Michael Carter, the running back. Elijah Moore was a little bit more of a headache so that time, but talented second round pick nonetheless. We ended up giving him away for peanuts. So you got Elijah Moore, you got Denzel Mims. We couldn't figure out how to use 4'3", 6'4", 220 with 4.3 speed. All right, now part of it's probably his fault as well, but then you have the Mecole Hardman. Now you're going to have Mike Williams. You had Dalvin Cook. How many guys are we going to bring in to try to play a role? Find out they can't play a role and just say, okay, hey, what's his face? Who was Agent Zero last year for us? The safety.
Yeah, Amos Andy.
Yeah, exactly. Adrian Amos.
Amos.
We bring these guys in, and it's just like, oh, you know what? Sorry, it didn't work out. Thanks for nothing, and thanks for the the dead cap hit that we're gonna eat now because we've gotten it. There's just too many of those moves. Too many of these guys that are coming in and don't fit or don't work. And most of them are on the offense. You're right, with the exception of Adrian Amos. Most of them are on the offense. Like, what gives with that? Do you remember any other Jets, era in time where that stuff happens, where we sign a guy and not even halfway through the season, it's not working. Hey, where would you like to go, sweetheart? Let me, want me to pack you a lunch, cut the crust off your peanut butter and jelly, and send you on your way? It's ridiculous. Right. It's ridiculous.
It's absurd. And the thing is, like, the other side of it is like, okay, well, these guys are washed, got to get rid of them. Well, we're bringing them in. Yeah. If that's the issue, if that's the problem, we're the guys bringing them in, and that is directly associated to our friend Joe Douglas.
Yeah, then you know who should be on the bus with Mike Williams and Mecole Hardman and Michael Carter is the entire pro personnel staff. They should be on the bus too. If they're if they're clamoring and deciding to bring in these guys who are clearly washed and don't fit, and then we end up giving them away for nothing. Then get them the hell out of here. Get them all out of here.
And then we let guys like Huff go. Now, I don't care what he's doing in Philly. Like, people are using that as like my good friend Tigo, right? Who we battled all last year about Huff's value. I was right, by the way. What he would get on the open market. He was one of the first free agents signed. He got right in the pocket that I said he would, and that whole thing. Now, he's on the Eagles, and we're using it as reasons to say, see, he didn't have that value. No, he has the value. He got it. He got it in 10 minutes. He didn't, he wasn't out there for 2 weeks visiting teams. A team swooped in and said, we want you. Here's your money. So his value's set. The fact that they can't use him to the same effect and degree that we can, that's on them, right? So we know what he is here, and we let him go, replace him with a complete piece of dog shit, and then moved a guy who, the truth is, I'm not the biggest fan of. I liked JFM well enough, but again, I've said it many times. If there's a guy to move, it's him. Like, he doesn't move the needle. He's just a solid guy. Now, you need those guys, and I wasn't looking to get rid of him. But like, you get rid of these guys. Huff, he was a team player. He was part of our org. We raised them from UDFA all the way to a priority free agent, unrestricted free agent. So like, you keep these guys. So, but if you're gonna let them go, like the Ravens and the Steelers, and that's fine, you got to make sure that it's backfilled. Now, losing JJ this year was a big hit and exacerbates all this stuff, no doubt. Like, having Jermaine Johnson and Will McDonald on the edges with Quinnen and Kinlaw, who had a really bad game, but Kinlaw's not having a terrible season. I want you to know that. He's not a run stuffer. Dom said it. That's not really what he does. He's kind of like that. He's slipperier than he is a big body Al Woods guy. You know what I mean?
And if you think about it, GreenBean, not to cut you off, but you made a good point right there. All the guys that have played next to Quinnen in this era, whether it was Quentin Jefferson, Sheldon Rankins, right. None of those guys were run stuffing, big body one techs. They were guys who pushed pockets and got after the quarterback from the inside. Right. That's exactly what Kinlaw is. Right. Fotu and Al Woods and Fotu are the 10 to 15 snap guys who are there, big body, early downs, fill the runs. So
look at that. Oh, what a loser. Anyway, yeah. So that's it. Like Kinlaw, I don't know what the hell was going on. Be like, cut him. He's having a better year than most people think he is. I don't know why you don't see that stuff. Like there's a lot of things that go on the interior. Now, I'm not saying he's great, right?
Well, I don't think any of them have been playing. The sum of all the parts of that defensive line,
it's garbage. And Quinnen doesn't look good. But where's LT3? Like, where's the wisdom in all this, right? Like, if you're failing and you got a guy, he comes in 5 plays and he blows up one of them in the backfield. Like, I don't know. I'm a big fan of seeing a little bit more of that.
LT3 for limited snaps. You got to take it with a grain of salt, but he's the second highest rated interior pass rusher, and I think like the 4th lowest defending the run. He may end up being the piece next to Quinnen next year. They might just give him that role, which is fine if that's what he develops into. So be it. That's great.
Yeah, Tony Alexio checking in. Thank you, buddy. He says, good news is our offense was alive with good play calling, killed by penalties and missed kicks. Yeah, I mean, it's a great point. No matter what's going on with what we're bitching and complaining about, we kind of got sucked into this. I think it's good. It's healthy, Dom. I didn't know we were going to have a venting session so early in the show, but I like it. I don't care. You know what I mean? I'm tired, man. I'm tired of pretending. Like, it's like, well, what Tony's saying, the truth is that the offense looked better than it's looked in a very long time against the Bills. And we should have beat them.
Yeah, and listen, and I'm not claiming, I don't think anyone's going to claim that Todd Downing is the next coming of, Mike Shanahan or Bill Walsh. However, you can see, at least in a small sample size, he's light years better than Nathaniel Hackett. Light years better than Nathaniel. I mean,
it's an undeniable difference.
Undeniable difference in just the way the plays move, the flows, the route stems of the wide receivers. He got Breece Hall going. You know how he got Breece Hall going? He got him out in space. Right. Where did Breece do all of his work? On the outside when he has a chance to move. Like, that's what he needs, right?
Right.
Give him an opportunity, let a whole room, let him plant his foot, make one cut and get vertical. Right? Now, I wish Breece on that long play just, is a little bit more of an athlete and cuts it to the wide side of the field. He scores over. Taylor Rapp's coming in hard like this. If Breece cuts
just cut to the right, man.
You had 7 yards. Taylor Rapp's not going to be able to baseball turn around and get you like that. It's just not going to happen. So
yeah, I agree. I know that's the painful stuff. But you're so right. And Frankie was talking about it. He did a really good job in our live reaction stream this week. Look, I'm a big fan of 12 personnel. I love seeing 13 smattered in there. I love it. But if you put those alignments out there and you're not completely just pushing the defense 5 yards down the field, then it's useless. Right? Because that's what it's meant to do. If you have 13 personnel out there, you are supposed to get 5 yards a push. Right? If you can't, then it's useless. You've hamstrung yourself. So if they're 9 in the box versus your 13 personnel, if they stiff you right at the line, then never bring it out again. So when you do 11 personnel, you can't have 8 in them. You're spreading them out.
That's right.
So Breece has the space. And then not for nothing, you're not telegraphing what you're doing. Throwing out a 13 when everybody's there and they're run blitzing and doing all the stuff. It's throwing out of that is
Hackett doesn't run routes past 6 yards down the line of scrimmage.
Right.
So there's that as well. Everyone's kind of jammed up in the middle, and Hackett's scheme concepts are god awful.
Yeah, they're awful. Like, and you want to bring that stuff out later, right? But like the whole thing is like when you have passing out of your 12 and 13 is more difficult than running out of your 11. And that's what we've proven time and time again. And it was nice to see Downing just capitalize on. Go, dude, this is what's flowing, man. I'm doing this rest of the game. And that's
listen,
what he did.
And you have this to think about also, GreenBean. Now with 11 personnel, with the little sprinkling of good old number 17, Davante Adams. Not only are you gonna you're gonna spread things out, but now you're gonna have to keep safeties back. You're gonna see a lot more too deep, right?
Yeah,
you're not gonna see that extra safety in the box because now with two viable receivers in there in Garrett Wilson and Tay Adams, and listen, call it for what it is. Al Lazard has been playing pretty good as well. So you could say there's three wide receivers there that you have to respect. The safeties are going to back up. You're going to see more two deep shells. You know what that means? More space for Breece Hall to run. So one can work off of the other if schemed and called properly. And that's what I hope Todd Downing, continues.
Yeah, I do too. It was nice to see. And I think just like you're saying, even the threat, which is why I don't want to get rid of Mike Williams. I know that, it's been all but confirmed that he's on the block. He's not practicing now and he's fucking pouting. And again, every year we got a guy that this is what's going on. Like, why can't we just work with him? And even if it's just decoy with 3 or 4 shots a game, having Mike Williams, Garrett Wilson, and Davante Adams on the field in 11 with Breece Hall and Tyler Conklin is serious offense, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And like every now and then you just take a shot. You don't ask if he's too stupid to be precise, and all they ever did in San Diego was just throw him, go routes and things like that. Then do that.
Yeah.
Why is it so hard? I say it all the time. Football is football. Okay. If you have a guy who's 6'5" or whatever, I think he's 6'4", 6'4", known to win the 50-50 ball, loves to streak, then just do that with him.
Yeah.
It's like Malachi Corley. Make sure you get him. No matter what.
No matter what.
They're going to trade up into the second for him they were trying to do. And we can't get him on the field. Like, why? We can't get these guys on the field. They're not perfect enough. Well, then we're fucking assholes is what we are. Okay? Like, I like a coach who goes, oh, yeah, that's the one thing you could do. I'm going to do that 8 times in this game.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
Or, you know what? And especially with Corley, too. If nothing more, bring him into the slot and fake running him those little smoke screens and stuff like that, where he takes a step and looks, and at least he'll bring attention. Because they're going to say, well, this guy, if he's in the field, he's not going to beat me deep. So we're going to load up over here because expect the screen. And then you can just fake it and turn around and hand it off, or fake it this way and turn and hit the screen actually going on that side. Like, you need me to be OC? I think I could do it.
I know you could.
I think I could. I really do.
I'm telling you, dude. Everything the Jets are doing bothers me right now. And I know I kind of got on you on Twitter today. I was busting your balls. I don't know if you saw my comment.
Yeah.
But the whole Fireman Ed thing, right? So, and I don't know why Jets fans take such delight in attacking this guy. Like, he's been at every single game. Like, I was going to games when I was like 14, 15. He was there. You know what I mean? Like, he was at every single game. So he took a break and, he took a couple years off. He had personal shit going on. Oh, he quit on us. He quit? He's not a coach. He's not a player. So it's like this whole thing where the Jets chant is ours. The Jets are attempting to monetize and like brand this Jets chant thing, right? It's ours. We made it. Now, if they're going to do it, they should honor what it is that we made. They're taking it, guys. Believe me, I've seen it. I'm seeing it happen. When we were at that Denver game, like, listen, let me just tell you, all throughout my fandom, one of the best things was when we did that Jet chant. And I still remember the first time that they put Fireman Ed on the screen, because the way it used to go was back and forth through the end zones, and Fireman Ed was down in the lower level, like in the corner, and it was back and forth.
He still is, I think, right? He still is.
No, they moved him to the end zone. They didn't even do that. They didn't even just keep him where he is. Like when they built the new stadium, like they're just so detached. Like it's 2 tickets Just keep him there. You know what I mean? Nope, they put him in the end zone. Worst seats in the place. You know what I mean? The only way it can get worse is just going up higher. So what we used to do is just go back and forth. They would they would ring these bells and whistles and stuff, and everybody would stand up in the end zones, and we would do it. Then the other side would do it. That's how it went. We didn't need any cameras. We didn't need anything. We just did it ourselves. Then Fireman Ed was down there on the bottom, and one day they put him on the camera, and the whole stadium did it at once. And what he did was he quieted everybody down before the actual chant. And dude, I got chills when that happened. And that just let us do it. You want to help us out by putting it on the screen? Great. But what they're doing is they're like shying away from it. And then while he was doing it, they were doing the air raid. He's trying to quiet everybody down, and they've just completely like steamrolled it. And like, I don't understand. Like, if we want home field advantage, which I'm convinced Woody doesn't give two shits about winning, losing. He says he does, but a $600 million investment is $6.5 billion. He's doing fine. The business model is fine. He doesn't need to win for the business to succeed. He's raising prices again. He makes season ticket holders pay during Christmas for next year. It's crazy what he does not give a shit. It's crazy what he does. He doesn't care. So now they're doing it's like, what else can we squeeze? They're going to brand the Jets chant, and they're going to make it sponsored by, they're going to own it. They're going to make little corny, stupid videos, and it's going to be taken from us. Like, you ever see the Vikings? They do the skull thing.
Oh, I was in London. It was a Vikings game.
The Vikings support it. They give you the big drum.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
They know because it's advantage. We don't care. Our whole organization, Dom, it's like our field sucks. The stadium is completely it's not fan friendly at all. It's very difficult to navigate. It takes fucking 30 minutes to get to your seat. The whole thing. And now they're taking the Jets chant. Like, we should be like, I don't know what it is with us. Like, he's our super fan, right? Now, I don't know. Maybe you want it to be you. I don't know what it is. I don't give a shit. It doesn't have to be me. I don't have to be the fucking super fan. But he's our guy. He's in the Hall of Fame, the whole thing. When they do that to him, we should support him. Why do we attack him? I don't understand, Dom. What is it?
No, listen. I mean, there's a lot of highly contested opinions about it. My whole purpose for the tweet was, we have all these other things going on, and the only thing that people are talking about in fucking Jets world is Fireman Ed's rant on Instagram, I guess, which I didn't see. I said that, the guy's upset because he's not on the Jumbotron. To me, GreenBean, I hear what you're saying, but to me, we can still do the Jets chant, right? The Jets chant still happens. I'm at a lot of games. I hear it in the parking lot. You hear it in the stadium, so on and so forth. I don't remember. Ooh, Spencer Rattler just got hammered. I don't remember him not being on there. Again, I haven't been to the game since Denver, and he was on the Jumbotron in Denver
once.
Yeah.
One time, and they did the air raid over him when he was trying to do it. Like, he's doing there's a dynamic. Yeah. You get everybody loud, you bring everybody down, and then there's a big oomph with the Jets chant. They did the air raid over the silence and into the chant. So, and it was only one time that they did it. So I was annoyed. I wanted my daughter. I said, "Oh, you're going to be able to take part in your first ever Jets chant." I was excited. Like, look, we don't need them. We never did. But we created the dynamic. Now everybody, this has been 30 years of this. 25 years of this, whatever it is. So now this is the expectation. If we're not going to do it, then don't do it at all. And just let us take it back. But they're not going to do that. They have that corny ass vid. Did you see the video with him and fucking Jetman?
Yes, Jets.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah.
That translates. This is the greatest. I got chills. I'm like, chills for this overproduced piece of shit.
Oh man.
I guess the world's changing and it's leaving me behind because I just don't like any of it. I just think I'm going in to watch a game. The closest thing to barbarian combat as I can get in this day and age. And they are just taking it all away. You can't hit. You can't even go pew, pew. You can't even do that anymore. Pew, pew. You can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You get a penalty, 15 yards.
Yep.
D New York for life checking in. GreenBean, I effing love you. You speak facts. Don't agree with Kinsoft. But where is LT3? Put him on the edge. Be better than Tarzan. Play like Jane. Well, I'll tell you, I know, man. Michael Clemens is he's a big disappointment, man. I mean, not that I don't think he was ever supposed to be a starter. It's just that simple. He's very much a role player depth piece. Remember, for 20% of the plays, spell.
Yeah, that's it. Remember, like you said, we lost JFM. We decided that the contract wasn't worth it. You're gonna move on from JFM. You let Huff walk, which fine. You think they thought they had the Huff replacement in Will McDonald, and I think that's exactly what they thought.
And they do.
And absolutely. But you're right. Remember, the plan was JJ and Reddick and the Will McDonald replacement with a little sprinkle of Michael Clemens and, maybe, Braden McGregor and Eric Watts or one of these guys, sprinkle in a little bit of here. That didn't happen. And now you're relying on, if I see Solomon Thomas line up at left edge one more time in this season, I'm gonna throw my shoe through the TV. That's what we're down to. We're down to Michael Clemens, who's a very good special teams player, has a very, very nice physique. And Solomon Thomas playing the edge, the Quinnen thing on the edge. I mean, that came and went, right? That's gone.
What is it?
I said the Quinnen Williams on the edge that we saw week 1.
I don't know. I don't know if we saw it this week. We saw it against the Vikings.
Yeah. And that has come and gone. It's just like, man, when it rains, it pours. You think you have something good, and you try to like you said it before, very, very quietly and subtly. Like the one thing that it doesn't seem like we ever have is that pipeline to develop. And to really just have the next man up and the next man actually be good. That's the problem. Right. They started to do that with Will McDonald. All right, Bryce Huff. They didn't quantify Bryce Huff as a $17 million guy. Not right. for a pass rush specialist. Yeah, because we have that in Will McDonald. And now Will McDonald's asked to play a little bit more than that, and so on and so forth. So it's we just can't ever have nice things. We can't have a plan that works like, whoa, what do you know? The good, successful organizations, the Philadelphias, the Baltimores, the New Englands of the world, where they have these guys develop these pipeline of talent so that when it's time to move on, to send off the old horse into happy pastures, you got the new young stallion ready and willing and kicking. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And now, look, we did a little bit of that. You saw Michael Carter develop. You saw Jamie Sherwood develop. You saw, Brandon Eccles looks like he's very much a contributor. But other than that, not much. I mean, Bryce Huff was one of those examples.
Yeah. Well, you know what? And I think Sherwood is a good example because I found it very interesting today. They came out and they said that Sherwood's going to keep the green dot.
Nice.
Sherwood, even with CJ Mosley there, Sherwood's going to keep the green dot and call the defense and kind of, be El Capitan on the defense.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. I mean, so he has officially kind of supplanted CJ Mosley, which is very interesting.
Now maybe it's still because,
though, Dom.
Yeah, maybe it's because they know. I mean, CJ Mosley only played 8 plays last game, so maybe it's because they know that he's just not going to be out there regularly. Like, that turf toe thing is real, and he can only give so much. So, or maybe it is because they're you're seeing the change in the guard, which is okay too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, look at this one. So Tony's checking back in. Thank you, Tony. He says, save money, protect Rodgers, start Fashanu, and win. Are you ready to make that move? Tyron Smith has as many sacks in 6 games as he's had in 5 years.
I'm not ready this week for sure. I'm not ready this week.
TJ Watt's going to eat his lunch, man.
Yeah. Well, TJ, I still feel more comfortable with Tyron Smith having to face TJ Watt. I mean, he's experienced. He's listen, there's a lot to like about Olufashinu. I'm not denying that. I'm not saying he's bad. But he's a 21-year-old rookie. Remember that, who's works off of finesse. That's his strong suit right now is finesse. He doesn't have NFL power yet. TJ Watt will go right through the middle of his chest and push him right back into that quarterback time after time. And then when that happens enough and Olu braces for that, that's when
he's gonna
boom
that's
right
when
around the
come.
outside. Yeah.
Yep. That's when the moves come. That's called setting them up, man.
That's it.
And then you don't know what the hell's going on, and you're a shell of yourself, and you're thinking, and you're worried, and you're playing on your heels, and it's a mess.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
I think if this season goes south, which I hope it doesn't, but the reality is it could. This is the Jets. Yeah. That's gonna be it. If this goes to 2-5, 3-6, not 2-5. That's 1 week. If this goes to 2-6, 3-7, you're going to see a lot of wholesale changes. I think you're going to see a lot. You're going to see a lot more of the young kids. That's when you'll see a lot more LT3. That's when you'll see a lot more Malachi, or you'll see some Malachi Corley. I think that's when you'll see Olufashinu. Because now you got now you got to see what you got for next year for the new GM and head coach.
Yeah. So let me just say, JMG. Let me tell you, I know, it doesn't matter what happens. You're going to take the anti-Rodgers side. I've seen that enough now, and that's your prerogative. But let me just tell you this, my thoughts on this. I fucking love that he said that publicly. I love it, because what was being said was Aaron Rodgers is toast. His arm is a noodle arm. He's 40 years old. He underthrew it. He was asked the question. He said, what about it? They asked deeper. He said something. They asked more, and he said, look, the receiver, he's supposed to be at the red line. Okay? He wasn't there. So I had to adjust. When you look at the play, everything worked flawlessly. Even Lazard was selling it in the middle. He's running. He's going, yo, and he was open. So
and he took the safety. He took the safety with him.
And Aaron Rodgers is staring down the center line, helping the cause. The safety's looking. That's what's called looking the safety off. He looked them off. So he's staring it down. At Lazard streaking toward the middle. He's waving his arm. The safety bites, and our receiver isn't in the right fucking place. Now, optimally, you'd love to see this stuff in-house. We're done, dude. We just lost 3 in a row. Sick of it. If you can't handle that, then get it right. I'm so sick of hearing these stupid interviews. Sam Darnold, Mark Sanchez, Zach Wilson, Robert Saleh, and they say the same shit every single week. I want to know what happened. Tell me what happened. And he told us. And if that's throwing him under the bus, then so be it. And if anybody's got if you're that hurt, then take the fucking panties off and go find a jock and be a man. It's like The Godfather. I don't know what to do. Yeah, be a man. That's what you do. God damn it. I'm sick of it, dude. Everybody's so sensitive. Parcells would throw you right under the bus. Rex would say, fuck you, man. The guy missed the tackle. That's what happened. You know what I mean? That's why I benched his ass. We got to stop. Everybody's feelings. Who gives a shit? The truth is that everything happened the way we needed it to happen to win the game, except one thing. And then when Aaron Rodgers adjusted, the guy fell on his face. And if he can't take it, I can't say anything about it. What do you think? Nobody knows? It's crazy, man. Fucking crazy. Who cares? I know we're going to trade him, it seems. The whole thing. What he should do is he should come back and say, bro, my bad. You're right. Won't happen again. I'm in the playbook. I'm up till 2 a.m. fucking making sure I got guys working through my lines. My wife's helping me. Like, whatever it is, that's what should happen in response. Not, wah. I don't want to be receiver 4. Well,
I'll say this about that situation with Rodgers and Williams and that, like, he's getting a lot of Mike Williams is getting a lot of support from the former pros. LeJay Douzable's out there defending him.
I know. What was that? I wrote a whole livelihood and deleted it.
It's his livelihood.
You've so messed with a man's livelihood. He messed with his livelihood. Yeah. And he's getting $10 million. Can we stop? I got to support my family. Dude, I don't want to hear it. Nobody on Twitter, nobody watching is making what he's making this year. Livelihood. I wrote a whole comment, dude. And I was like, nope.
Yeah.
Not doing it.
Yeah, not today. not today. Oh, man.
I love you too,
I gotta use bio break real quick.
Get out of here.
All right.
There he goes. Look at that. We'll do this. Boop. Hey, Circle Man. Aaron Daniels in the house. Spot out as usual, GreenBean. You know what, dude? It's just like, Aaron, I mean, why do we have to powder each other's asses all day? What is this? What have we become? This is the one place. It's football. The one place, like, look, with all due respect, right? The one place that I hung out with my guys and nobody, like with, again, I always had a girlfriend. She'd wear the Jets jersey. She'd hang out. She'd look pretty, but they hung out over there. You know what I mean? Wherever in the other room. Then they did what they did, watch a little bit. If it got real exciting, they'd come back in. They didn't give a shit. Like, this was the one place, and I'm not saying women can't. I don't care. If you like football, it's great. But I'm just saying, for me, it was the one place where I like hung out with my dudes. We talked crass. We busted each other's balls. Nobody's feelings got hurt. And we watched a bunch of men beat the living shit out of each other for 3 hours. And it was fine. And we had coaches like Glanville and Jimmy Johnson and Bill Parcells, and they ripped players in front of the world. Bill Parcells called Terry Glenn she. She also said it, or he also said it about Jumbo Elliott. Remember when who was it? Irv Eatman, I think it was hurt. And they said, what's going on with Irv Eatman? He said he's got the Jonathan Ogden flu. Oh, what's he saying? He's afraid of like in today's day and age, there'd be 100 articles and shows ripping Bill Parcells. Irv Eatman ended up playing that game because Parcells said, "Hey, you're a pussy." That's right. He's scared of Jonathan Ogden. That's why he's not. That's his injury. Ain't nothing wrong with him.
Circle men.
Circle heads. There we go. Let me see if I bring in something. I'll tell you. Everybody exhausts me. Let me see here. Where is it?
This has been a lively hour.
It has.
We're getting our feelings out. This feels good. I feel like
I can't take it anymore, Tom. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's a fucking pansy ass.
I feel
like he shouldn't have said it like that. Like, oh my God, you're interviewing a guy 15 minutes after a huge disappointment, and you want him to be perfect, and that's why we never get anything good. It's like anybody who complains about that shit, you're the reason why our interviews are always like, well, we got to play better, and we got to.
We'll get it right. We'll get it right.
We'll get it right.
We're close. We're close. We'll get it right.
That's why the interviews are like they are now. They used to be, you play to win the game. Playoffs. Like, that's what we used to get. Now we get fucking coach speak, bullshit, dry, meaningless crap. Because of you guys getting your goddamn feelings hurt all day about every fucking thing. That's why.
Yeah.
Leave football alone. I want my Jets champ back.
Holy shit.
E-Boogie. GreenBean is right. Let's effing go. Man up. Right, E-Boogie. God damn it.
Yeah, and the thing that stinks about the Mike Williams thing, like I didn't even think about it. Like maybe this would you have a completely different amount of respect if he came on that interview and said, "Yeah, you know what? I screwed that up." Not that he has to, bow or cower to Aaron. Maybe he could be pissed. Maybe he could be pissed off that Aaron said that, and they could talk about that in the locker room. But came out and took accountability, took ownership. Oh yeah, I ran in when I should have been. I ran here when I should have been here.
I was clearly supposed to zag. But you know what would diffuse the whole thing if he just came out and said, "Yeah, he's right. I fucked up."
Yeah,
but it's over.
The bigger thing that stinks about it is, he's in his feelings. He's, they traded for Davante Adams. His role is going to be minimized. He can't support his family on $5.8 million or something like that have already paid him out. So now we're going to trade him. And there's no financial benefit right now to trading him. We lose cap money this year. Okay. You lose $800,000 off the cap this year if you trade him. And then you take on dead money. For the next year or something like that because of the void year. So it's not like it's not win-win. What are you going to get? You're going to get the JD special. You're going to get a 6th-round pick for Mike Williams in the 7th.
In 2027.
Yeah,
great. We look like 2 testicles right now in my mind. 2 balls, right?
Yeah,
we look like balls. D New York for life. Checking back in, Dom. GreenBean is on fire. I love it. You're so right. They're getting big money. I'm tired of taking L's. Accountability, JETS. I know, dude. And if you're talking about this fracturing the locker room and everything, I would literally, if it was, I'd walk into the locker room and go, bro, if you can't take it, then you need to look in the mirror and ask yourself, why is it that I get paid $10 million? $10 million should come inherently with a weekly shit sandwich that you got to swallow. Figuratively, of course. You got to know. Look, there's nothing. You cannot have any feeling. For $10 million, no feelings, no bullshit. You do what we ask when we ask to do it. Yeah. And that is that.
Have you ever seen that GIF of the old Korean sensei guy who just sitting there getting kicked in the nuts? It's constantly, he's just sitting there in his karate stance and he's just getting kicked in the nuts. For $10 million, I'll let you do that to me, Bean, on the Thursday Think of It for 2 straight hours. You know what I mean?
2 hours. I would take nut shots.
And these guys are, yeah, you're right. Listen,
but somebody goes, Dom really should have taken those nut shots better. You go, hey, don't talk about those. Don't make fun of me. It's $10 million. You go, say what you like.
Oh, yeah.
We're all off course.
Yep.
Is this the one? Let me show you. So I actually put up an Instagram reel. I'm probably gonna get a fucking
thing for this.
Yeah, you know how it goes. With fair use, I'm supposed to be able to use anything I want if I'm talking about it, but they get you, man. They did, and you can't fight it. So let me show you guys something here. It's a very popular reel. It's got 1 million views that I put. It just keeps coming back. Every week I get another 10,000 views or whatever, because it's so goddamn applicable. All right, hold on. Is this the one you're talking about? Hold on a second. Let's see here. Oh, Gunny's here. Hey, Gunny, how you doing, Circlehead?
Yo, now we got 3 balls here.
3 balls. That's a problem. You call that cancer. Hold on, Gunny. It's good to see you, but hold on. I'm going to do this. Is this the one you're talking about? So I made this reel here. They make it. It just keeps going. It's the best. Why? Yeah, this is us.
though.
Yeah.
It's so accurate. That's how we're treated as Jets fans.
It never stops. It's like an hour long. It's fucking crazy. Anyway,
That's unbelievable.
It's
Yeah.
accurate though.
there we go.
I mean, it's very accurate. It's the truth that we
right.
get to
That's what
experience
it's
as Jets
like.
fans.
Is that not it, Gunny? How you doing, buddy? Welcome to the show. Glad to see you. How's it going?
Going good. You know what I'm saying? Had a little daddy-daughter thing. Had to go ahead and take care of. So I apologize for the tardiness. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm alive. You know, that I think that was a great way of expressing how Jets fans feel or should feel after this debacle on Monday night. And of course, we got some good news on Tuesday. I'm not sure if y'all have discussed some of the stuff.
We've
Not
been
much.
piss and vinegar for an hour.
Yeah,
Piss and vinegar for an hour. We dumped it out, dude. We dumped it out.
Oh man, we fucking I mean, we didn't get this. We haven't gotten into a construct. We did a little bit with like Downing and the personnel packages.
Yeah,
we also
okay.
did a little Olu Fashanu. But like other than, I mean, it's been about, let's see, it's 9:02. It's been 54 minutes of just yelling and bitching. Venting, yeah. So you can bring up anything you'd like. It'll probably be fresh.
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess ultimately, I think that the exciting part about after the Jets kicked us in the nuts as much as they did against the Bills. Well, yeah, obviously the offense looks promising. Looks, I guess, some of the best offense we've seen in quite some time. But I mean, guys, we did bring in Davante Adams. I mean, that was a way of I saw somebody say it beautifully, right? The New York Jets we're like in this weird toxic relationship with the New York Jets, right? They can continuously treat us wrong. You know what I'm saying? They put their hands on us. They don't let the world know that they care about us, nothing, right? And then the moment we decide, like, you know what, I'm sick and tired of this, I'm leaving.
Yeah.
They
Right.
go ahead and they start talking to us nice, and they're like, no, I'm sorry. I'm going to be better for you. I'm going to go to therapy. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and change. And then we're sitting there at the door, and we're like, oh, okay, one more time. I'm going to give you one more chance. And we turn back in, you know what I'm saying? We close the door, and we give them another chance, right? So that's what they did with the Davante Adams signing. The Davante Adams trade was them talking nice to us again, telling us they're sorry and that they're going to do better. they're going to therapy now, and they're going to go ahead and treat us right. And you know what? It worked. It worked. I think the majority of us, after that happened, kind of got back on the hopeful train. I mean, we're 2-4. I mean, we're not out yet, but a trade like this, the impact he can have on the overall roster, to include even the defense, because Leeds, I think, will help this defense. I think him going up against, Sauce and training and practice is going to help Sauce elevate his game again. Like Garrett, like he really brings a plethora of improvements to this team as a whole. So, I mean, I'm back on the train, man. We're back. We're so back, man. I just feel like.
See, I know, and the way to say it, I wasn't the only one, but I do believe I was first because I made my video about 4 minutes after the news broke. Real quick, I was on my couch working. I just recorded like from the couch. I didn't even come in here. I just said, but the way I said it was, just when you're out, they pull you back in. And like, so that's it, and that's really what it is. Like, we were feeling as low as we've been in a long time. And they just said, here's a little medicine. A spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. And that's like what Davante Adams is. Hey, how about this? It's like they got it all spaced out, so we just never leave. We're battered women, dude.
We are. Literally, we are. And every time we get the fortitude to say, you know what, I deserve better. You can't treat me like this anymore. And we go to walk out. They say the nice words to us, and we think, maybe this time it'll be different.
What do you guys think about the compensation on the Tay Adams trade?
I think it's good. I think
it's
exactly what we
thought. I hope it becomes a second. I pray it becomes a second round pick. I hope it does. Like, I think it was beautifully done, right? I think a 3rd round pick. I think the majority of us thought we might cave and just give him the second, but teetering it like this to where, like, the incentives literally means the Jets had a great season. He's not going to be a first team All-Pro, second team All-Pro, or AFC. It doesn't become a second unless the Jets are successful. I love the way they go ahead and made that happen. Overall, I think that a 3rd for Davante Adams it's a steal. The guy is still a very productive player. I mean, you saw it the last couple of years with significantly lesser quarterbacks. 1,500 yards 2 years ago. I think he had 1,200 yards last year, 8 touchdowns, 15 touchdowns. He was on track this year for another 1,000-yard plus season before the hamstring injury. So I just
right. I love it. So good.
I feel like we got a weapon, man, and I think what he brings to the table is going to be such a compliment for, again, the rest of the offense. It opens up so much to do now, whether it's the running game, whether it's the passing game. I was talking to my brother-in-law because we're going to the game on Sunday, and he's pissed off that Davante Adams will be starting. I was.
Are you going up to Pittsburgh? You're making the trip?
Yeah, I'm gonna be in Pittsburgh. I land in Saturday, and then
he says it like, yeah, of course. I go to every, of course.
Well,
go to every game.
Well, it's my birthday tomorrow, right? So it's my birthday tomorrow. My brother had already bought the tickets already in the beginning of the season, and so I just had to cover the flight and then make sure that my other brother covered the hotel. So I just pretty much covered the flight and our food while we're there. So it just made sense. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it now. How old are you gonna
be, Gunny?
I'm gonna be the big 4-0, boys.
Yes, all right.
Big 4-0. Hey,
you're celebrating you're celebrating it with the Jets turnaround game where we march on 13 or 11, 13 straight victories into the Super Bowl. It's gonna be great.
And I'm gonna be able to say for my 40th birthday, the New York Jets decided to give me an AFC Championship win to get to the Super Bowl. That's how it starts.
Let's see. I like it, Gunny. I like it. Your 40th birthday is the Jets turning it around and starting to dominate, because the truth is we're actually pretty close. Like, these are not blowout loss. Nope. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, that's what makes it so frustrating. I think we could very easily be 5-1, even more realistically
100%.
4-2. Like, and it's a totally different vibe. Robert Saleh's still here, whatever. But then again, Hackett.
We're a couple of field goals away from literally being, like you said, 4-2, leading the division right now. We still have Saleh. He would have already fired freaking Hackett. We knew he wanted to do it anyway, so we would have stuck on the Dobbins experiment. Right. And then also you bring in Davante Adams. Like, I know as Jets fans, we went complete far right in terms of like, oh my God, blow it all up. Because it's the Bills. We lost to the Bills, and it sucks. We hate the Bills. But that was a really good offensive production minus the red zone, right? Minus the red zone. But it's all self-inflicted. I looked at these losses, and I said to myself, think about it. We've lost to 2 top 5 defenses and the Buffalo Bills, who right now I think is the 4th overall offense, and we held them to 23 points. And had we not shot ourselves in the foot in each of those losses, we win them. I don't feel like the opponents won those games. I don't think the Bills beat us. I don't think the Broncos beat us or the freaking Vikings beat us. The Jets just lost those games. The 49ers, they beat us. They beat us.
Right. There's no shame in it. And I'm right with you, man. When a team beats you, you're like, dude, we got our ass kicked. But that's not the case.
Yep.
And that's what's so frustrating. Biv, sorry to make you wait, buddy. He says, would still love to have Mike Williams on the team. I feel the same way. Like, that's why I don't understand. Like, as soon as somebody makes a couple mistakes and you talk about it, now we got to trade him.
This is crazy.
Like, why? Why do we got to? I understand. Like, look, Lazard is one of Aaron Rodgers' guys. Okay. And he comes up big for him. He does suck at times. He has those clunkers, but he does come up big for him.
Let me tell you, that one catch that Alan Lazard made up the seam.
Ooh,
that was.
He don't even know how he made that one. Let's be real.
He doesn't know.
Nobody knows.
He has no clue.
That was something. That was something.
But I'll give him the credit, but I think that's just one of those catches. Like, he goes, holy shit, it's right here. Now, you could say that's about as precise of a pass as you could possibly throw. Because, like, there was, like, madness everywhere. There were legs and butts and balls and hands. And it just went, whoop, like, right at you, just like, holy shit, it's here. You know what I mean? Like, so it was amazing. And look, don't forget the Hail Mary. And it's interesting because it's still a Hail Mary and it's still a lucky play and all that kind of stuff to a degree, right? But Belichick and the Mannings were talking about it beforehand. And they were saying, this is a dangerous place where they are right now. They got a few seconds on the clock. If you bring out your hands, guys, and you play the Hail Mary, they can very easily just throw it toward the sideline, get in field goal range, get out of bounds, and then you're giving up the field goal. If you play defense, then you're risking the Hail Mary. They came out, Belichick said it. They're in cover 2. The play here is the Hail Mary. You know what I mean? And they did it, and they have 6'5" Lazard, and he caught it. So again, it's not a high percentage play, but it's also not as like lucky, if you will, as you think, right? I mean, it's hard to do. It's low percentage, but it was still, the scenario was such that there were other options. Like you didn't know what the Jets were gonna try to do there. So anyway, I think having Mike Williams, Davante Adams, and Garrett Wilson, Conklin, and Breece Hall in 11 personnel is a scary offense. And as soon as we get one, we can't have the other. I don't know what that is. Like, I hope they fix it, because like Dom said, we're just going to get a JD special. He's going to get a 6th round pick, and we're going to have dead cap. And it's just stupid, man.
Listen, this is an all-in year. Depth matters. Mike Williams is a ball player, man. Like before these last 2 games where we're all of a sudden wanting to freaking just discard the dude, he was leading the NFL in freaking yards per catch. I mean, I know it's a small sample size, but he's been doing it for his entire career. And he obviously had the connection enough with freaking Rodgers to again be leading the league in yards per catch. You know what I'm saying? 3 games in. So I don't get, you know what I'm saying, why all of a sudden we've decided, yes, he didn't follow the freaking red line. Oh my gosh, we got to cut him. Or he didn't make the catch on the. This is ridiculous to me. It's a long season, and I'm sorry, knock on wood, I do not want to risk any injury to any offensive components.
Wait, so as soon as guy goes down, now we're bringing in Jason Brownlee again.
Thank you.
I'm so sick of it, the Gunny.
We're the worst. It's just so simple. He's a good football player. Let's keep the good football player.
We could overcomplicate a paper bag, dude. Like, well, actually, the folds, if you open it, it's a fucking bag. Stop it. You know what I mean? Put your
GreenBean froze.
Anyway, Ohio Jets fan checking in. If assholes could fly, this place would be an airport. Yeah, well said, man. That's pretty good. Ohio Jets fan. Dante says, if available, trade the house for Myles Garrett. Well, let me ask you, Gunny, what are you willing to do? And I want to hear you too, Dom. Do you get a call? Myles Garrett is on.
GreenBean, you're choppy.
You're choppy.
You're frozen, bud. You're frozen.
Why?
Oh, don't know. You're back now.
Hold on. Did you hear what I said?
No.
We just heard why, and then you're talking now.
All right, hold on. I'll take it. It's the NFL film shit. It takes a lot of
bandwidth.
Yeah. All right. So I said, if Myles Garrett is available, Gunny, what's your max that you're willing to give up for him?
I'm giving up a couple first.
2 first?
For Myles Garrett right now. Yeah, I would give up this coming year's first and willing to give up the following year's first. But now, hear me out. So I think if given the choice of options, right, of an elite defender / edge rusher, etc., Max Crosby did a press conference earlier today that looked very much like either he's heard some rumblings.
One Davante Adams.
Yeah, bro. Listen, I saw it and he said what he said, but I would take Max Crosby over freaking Myles Garrett.
Oh, hell yeah. Wait, what did Max Crosby say? He said something else? I didn't see it today.
He said that he came on and he said, hey, he's like, I'm not built for this. I'm not in this thing for another rebuild. I'm here to win.
Yep.
And you know, I'm going to be somewhere. I'm going to be somewhere, whether it's here or somewhere else. I'm going to be somewhere.
I'm here to win. Ooh. Listen.
Now, what are you willing to give for Max Crosby?
Max Crosby, right now at 27 years old, this dude is a beast.
Hang on. Before we get crazy, let's look. I'm going to pull up the numbers.
All right. Well, tell me where so I can pull it up, Tom. Hold on. I don't have you in. Where are you looking?
Impact
over the cap.
All right. You're looking at the contract? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right. I'll pull it up so everybody can see it.
Yeah.
Because I got that was Spot Track. Hold on. Where is over the cap? Here we go.
I'm giving up. I'll tell you right now. I'm giving a couple of firsts for Max Crosby. I in that situation, I would throw in a Mike Williams because they could use a receiver over there.
You're talking three first rounds probably to even start a conversation.
This is true.
He's
27. He's 27.
27 years old.
27 years old. Yeah.
His cap number this year is $12.9 million. Now, granted,
gosh.
that's prorated, so it's going to be less than that. And then 2024, he's got a cap number of $30 million. 2025, a cap number of 28.2, and 2026, a cap number of 24.8.
Well, no, Dom, this year is 2024. I want you to know that.
I apologize. I read that wrong.
That is key information.
Yeah. So $30 million, $30.4 million. You can't afford Max Crosby right now.
Wait, can we afford Myles Garrett? I don't think we could afford Myles Garrett.
I'm gonna guess not. I mean, you would have to.
So this is Max Crosby. So he's a $30 million man. You know what I mean?
You'd have to not only trade probably 3 firsts and then some, but you probably have to scrap the contract.
All right, hold on.
Man, for Max Crosby, you don't.
Hold on.
They do get cap savings out the wazoo, though. They can save. They get relief of $25 million this year, $23 million next year, and $20 million in 2026. If they
Myles Garrett is cheaper,
is he? He's older though, right?
Yeah, he's like 29 or 30.
Let's see. Where's his age?
I think.
Hold on.
29.
Yeah, right there, 29. Yep.
Where is it?
Right
there. It's huge. Okay. The biggest thing on the that. Okay, I'm looking at the fine print. All right. So here we go. So here, this is the relevant. So 2024. Dom, take us through the numbers.
Sure. 2024. He would cost $20.1 million prorated. So I don't know how much of that he's already been paid out. It looks like the base salary is only $1.2 million. So my guess is that $18.9 million has already been paid to him. And then 2025, it's 19.7. 2026, it's 20.3. 2027 is 37.6, which is a void year. So you take that number and you're going to have to chop it up over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 void years. So you're taking a cap hit, dead cap hit of $7 million and change for the next couple of years. The problem here is the dead money that it would cause Cleveland to trade him.
Where?
As a post June 1st cut.
Let's see.
I don't know.
Hold on. Let's do post June 1st. Hold on. So, all right, here's the years. Let me shrink. I got to shrink it a little bit. I'm sorry.
But to be fair, though, Cleveland Browns are going to be in they're screwed. They're screwed for the next 3 years anyway, until they can get rid of freaking Deshaun Watson.
Well, it's not that bad. No, I mean, we're looking at $10 million next year, $20 million this year.
But you're not factoring in GreenBean. They have the guaranteed contract of Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
That's the problem. They're screwed. They can't take on a lot of debt.
$230 million guaranteed, 3 firsts.
I would go for Max Crosby. I would go ahead and stretch his out and add void years to go ahead.
Well, let's look at their stats. Let's see what he's doing this year. He's got,
I'm just letting you know. Next year, no, that's 2024. Next year, 2025, the cap number for Deshaun Watson, who will be a 30-year-old quarterback, is $72.93 million.
Jesus Christmas!
And what's crazy is they got to eat that. They can't adjust it.
They adjust it every year because right now he's got a base salary for 2025 of $46 million. What they're going to do is they're going to convert that into a $1 million base salary and pay the other 45 up front. The cap number is still to lower the cap number, and they're going to drag some of that money into the future years. So they have to get rid of Deshaun Watson next year. they would take a $200 million cap hit. It's impossible. It's impossible.
Oh my God.
And people wonder why they still go to him, because he's 24% of your salary cap.
Yeah, they're like, dude, listen, if I don't care if all he does is go out there and get beat up, like he's earning something.
We're getting our money's worth.
Right.
We're going to get our money's
I'll
worth.
start pulling offensive linemen and bringing in undrafted free agents just so this guy gets his ass kicked. That's a $4 million sack.
We're going to rob you. You ain't playing for nobody after this.
So, all right. Right now, Myles Garrett has 13 solo tackles. He's playing 72% of the snaps, 4 sacks, 6 tackles for a loss. He also has 8 quarterback hits and 2 forced fumbles. That's what you call impact.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's go back to Max Crosby here and see his statistics. Hold on.
No, it's
the
funny.
Cap is the best, by the way.
Yeah, it's funny because both of those guys have been battling, fighting injuries. Myles Garrett is playing with the same foot injury that's keeping CJ Mosley out.
He's playing right through it.
Oh wow! Like a grown man, like a grown man,
like a grown man, like the old days. Dude, I don't ever recall. I'm telling you, I watched guys, and the game was so much more violent, and nobody was ever hurt. Nobody was ever out. They made $52,000 a year, and they were just like playing blood. I haven't seen blood on a jersey in years.
And then in the offseason, they sold encyclopedias door to door.
That's right, like Encyclopedia Britannica. Yeah. You're like, you get a knock on your door. You're like, holy shit, you're Marty Lyons.
Yep.
So Max Crosby playing a little bit more. Looks like what did they have a bye? You only played 5 games.
Yeah.
No, he was inactive. He was inactive. Game.
Yeah, he was hurt.
So all right, so he got 13 tackles, same as Myles Garrett, but he also has he also has 7 assists. So he's got 22, 21 23 tackles, whatever the fuck the math is. 17, 18, 20 tackles. Okay. Mm-hmm. He's got a sack and a half more. 9 tackles for a loss, 2 passes defense, 10 quarterbacks. We got 2 more pressures, no forced fumbles though. So they're right in the same neck of the woods. These guys.
Yeah. Listen, 3 first rounders would get it done, but are the Jets really going to get
3? No, there's no way.
No way. Brian Burns went for what, a second, 2 seconds, and a 5th.
Yeah, you got to be like a first and a third, first and something. I can't give 3, even 2 firsts for me is like really.
So I think for Max Crosby, you could do 2 firsts. I think you would have to. Just to be honest,
Frankie had a good one last night, Gunny. Listen to this. So he said, "How about 2 firsts for Max Crosby and 2 thirds?"
I think you throw in Hassan Reddick or Mike Williams, gets it done.
You take Hassan Reddick. We get we'll give you 2 firsts and Hassan Reddick. You give us Max Crosby and 2 thirds. What do you think?
And it doesn't get it.
They would give us 2 thirds?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
if
they take 2 years thirds and bump them up to firsts. They get so then that's essentially what it is. They're giving 2 firsts, man. That's a lot. It's quarterback money. That's quarterback to me.
Yeah, but
2 firsts.
2 firsts is probably. I don't even think the Raiders are picking up the phone if it doesn't start there. And I'm not saying it's you do it, or maybe you do, but let's talk this out here for a second, boys.
Yeah.
All right. And let's play along. Play along here, chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We already gave up.
Wait, let me just throw Dante's in the mix. Myles is a game changer for this team. I would gladly give up 2 first-round picks for him or Max. So Dante's in. Now, Dante, it's me, you, Gunny, and Dom. We're talking. Okay.
Yeah.
Dom's going to break
the record,
it down.
I think Dom agrees too. I would give up 2 firsts as well for Max.
Right.
I don't think the Raiders would accept it. That's what I'm saying. I don't think the Raiders would do it.
Oh my God, they're fucking drunk. All right, go on, Dom. Break it down.
So let's think about this, okay? What's our salary cap for next year? I can tell you right now. Hang on.
Dean, cut it out with the stuff. Hey, everybody, give me some likes if you hate Modine. Smash the like button if you're just so sick of his shit. And cut it out with that shit, Modine. You know what I'm talking about. All right. So, but come on, I only got 93 likes and we got 200 something people in here. Let's if you can't stand this POS already, hit the like button, subscribe
Milk
to the
thumbs it
channel.
up, y'all.
Yeah,
Milk
give me
thumbs.
the milk thumbs and the subscribe button if you want to make sure everybody knows how much you can't stand Modine. There you go.
So we got $50 million of cap space next year, right now, as it stands. There's tons of contracts that can be played with, Quentin, Aaron Rodgers, Davante. They're all going to have to be, probably played with. You're going to have a lot more room. All right. But you've already traded a third rounder for Davante. You're losing probably a third rounder, maybe a second, depending if Reddick signs in 2026. We're now going to give up 2 first rounders. We're going to have to replace 2 tackles next year. We're going to probably have to replace, 2 pieces on the defensive line, right? You're going to have to bring in, you're going to have to bring in another defensive back, maybe 2. If Chuck Clark's on a 1-year deal, maybe Tony Adams. So you might have to replace both safeties. So given these picks, although the shiny toy in Max Crosby is wonderful, right? How does it hurt? How does it really affect the long-term picture? Does that contract kind of make you sway away from re-signing Brees, Garrett, Sauce, JJ? All those guys, AVT, all those guys are coming up. So is the juice worth the squeeze? For this year, you might say it is. But the bigger picture, that's a tough pill to swallow too. And then you're going to have to replace quarterback at some point. So I'll be the rational thinker here.
Right. See, that sounds like an easy solution to me. If we don't do this, we're all getting fired. Fucking, we'll figure it out next year.
Simple as that.
Hey,
Joe, listen. There's a chance you won't be here to worry about these picks if we don't win this year.
You walk into the accounting room and you go, "Hey, look, I want you guys to take a break. I want you guys to go fucking take your wife to Guam or whatever it is, because next year you're gonna have a lot of fucking work to do. Okay, we got to figure this out. But right now, I got to do some shit, or else I'm not gonna be here." So just know I'm going to leave early, go get yourself some drinks, because when you come back, it's going to be heavy lifting time. That's what I'd say. Just fucking brace yourselves. It's going to be one of those times you're going to have to work, figure it out, start thinking. I don't know, man. I'd love Max Crosby. And it's one of those things that sucks. JJ getting hurt, like Reddick not showing up, and then JJ getting hurt, really put a stick in the spokes of the defense, in my opinion. We're licking our wounds, and we're looking at, Tack McKinley is like, again, a nice rotational piece. Michael Clemens is a good depth guy, come in on first downs, first and second down kind of a thing. But having him be your starter and he's I got to look and see how many plays is Michael Clemens. What's the percentage of defensive plays?
I hate that big bum.
You got to go.
Michael Clemens is a huge fail, dude.
Massive liability. It was fun in the beginning, but now he's actually costing us games, and I can't stand the dude.
The fact that he didn't sack Allen, and I know, look, Josh Allen does that to everybody, so it's not just him, right? Like fair. To be fair,
we're being honest, GreenBean. If he had just set the freaking edge, everyone
he gets sucked in often. He bites often. Yeah, I'm with you, man.
Undisciplined, dumb football player, man.
So he's playing 58% of the defensive snaps right now. He's still playing 23% of the special team snaps as well. Dante says, "Let's win now or next week. F them picks, man. I want to win. Let's create a super team." Well, I'll tell you, I can get into it. I can. I'm so preoccupied with my enjoyment of the draft. That's all I've had. Right? You guys know. It's all we have. The fucking draft. So if we don't have first round picks,
it's going to be a very sad offseason for us.
it's brutal.
Which really is our season because that's when we feel like we're
Right.
winning.
We win.
That's when we win.
When we win. You want to take that away from me? You can't do that. But I'm with you, Dante. I mean, it makes sense. Dante checking in again. Dante's on fire tonight. I'm tired of thinking long term. Whenever we do, we fail. Let's do it now or next year. F them picks. I want to win now.
He does have a point, though.
Yeah, but that's not rational.
We've been rebuilding for a decade, guys.
It's not rational.
A decade.
Guys. It's not
We've been
rational
rebuilding.
thinking. It's not rational thinking.
Being a Jets fan is not rational.
Well, but here's the thing. We already have Aaron Rodgers. You can't be rational. Dude, let me ask you this. Does Aaron Rodgers look significantly older this year than he did last year to you?
Yes.
No.
5 years older.
Yes.
You guys think
gray.
so?
Oh, no doubt.
Look wise. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
No, on the field, we don't know. We didn't see shit.
Yeah, we don't know. I would say we don't know. He looks to me
but
like
as far as he looks thinner, like his face, his grayer.
He's got big bags under his eyes.
Hey, welcome to New York, Rodgers.
Dude,
welcome to New York.
We are straight up killing Aaron Rodgers. He's like, dude, fuck you. Get me Davante. I can't. And like that's the whole thing. He's like, you're telling me I can't say that my receivers fucking blew it? 2 weeks in a row, I threw it to him.
He's looking at Mike Williams like, you bum.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't even think about that. 2 weeks in a row, Aaron Rodgers has the ball in his hand to win the game. 2 weeks in a row, it ends on a interception on a ball meant for Mike Williams.
That's what I'm saying. He's probably had it. Now, in the Vikings game, it's hard for me not to believe that ball wasn't too far inside. But then again, I don't know what the route really was.
Yeah.
We already know.
It looked to me, and I was at the game, and I watched it over and over and over, unfortunately. But it looked to me, because Aaron did it a couple times that game, it looked like he was trying to draw a pass interference. Is exactly what it looked like.
Yeah. And it didn't work.
That makes sense.
You're not a Charger anymore, young man. You're a New York Jet.
Yeah.
You don't get those calls here, buddy.
I know. The whole thing with Clemens and Lucille, the bat from Walking Dead, just has a whole different feel to it.
Yeah. Now I feel like he doesn't rate ever having done that. He's pretty much discredited the impact of Lucille.
Yeah.
I hate him more for it because he did that.
What a loser. Who is that? Who just dropped that pick? Matthew.
Are you above? You're in front of me.
Well, watch this.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
that's
loser. Awful. Look at all this.
How did we lose to Bo Nix?
Because we're the fucking Jets. That's how. That's all you need to know, Tom.
Bean, have you or Gunny or Bean? Have you been watching the whole game? Did you see the first pass of the game for Bo Nix? Go on my Twitter. Go on my Twitter right now. Zach Rosenblatt. I watched it, and then Zach Rosenblatt tweeted it. I retweeted it. Go watch this play. Put it up here for the masses to see. This is the guy we lost to.
Look at Tony, though. But this is the thing. If Denver wins tonight and the Jets lose to Pittsburgh, we are 4 games behind the Steelers and 3 games behind Denver. And I maintain they are an inferior team.
Who? Oh, drastically inferior.
I mean, but we'd be 3 games behind them. Think about that.
But this is why I think the importance of coaching matters, and I think that game proved it. Because, again, there wasn't a single aspect where you look at this team pound for pound that matched up or had the advantage against the Jets. The only advantage you could say they had was, you know what? Sean Payton has proven he can coach in this league. That's the only advantage. And in my head, I'm thinking to myself, we should be able to offset that because of the drastic talent level that we have. No,
not even Sean Payton, Gunny. It was Vance Joseph. Vance Joseph coached circles around Nathaniel Hackett.
Oh yeah,
coached circles.
It's crazy, man. Dante checking back in. Thank you, dude, for the support tonight. You're making me happy. He says, last one I put. Well, you don't. It's not to be your last.
Preach,
one.
Dante. Preach.
We rebuild all the time. You know what they say about insanity. It ain't working. The Rams did it and they won. Maybe not Miles or Max, but who is next one up? I'm telling you, they're like Dom said, maybe not rational, but it's definitely logical. Are they the same? I don't know. But I'm with you, Dante. I think right down Gunny. Is he selling you? Is he, you buying what he's selling right now? Dante, that is.
No.
Don't worry about it. Hey, Gunny, we're in a show here. We're in a stream. What are you doing? Where the fuck did Gunny go now? You all right?
Sorry, I'm good. I'm good. I just put it on mute real quick while my daughter was saying in the background.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what was happening.
My bad.
I was like, Gunny,
my mouth
sick.
is open because of what she's telling me right now. It's just I'm disgusted at what I'm hearing right now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I was like, oh my god.
How's about this one? I got thinking. Now you got my juices flowing, and I think too much. Here's a name. Would this help? This is not. It's not of the Max Crosby and Myles Garrett stature. What about Trey Hendrickson
from the Bengals?
From the Bengals, 30 years old. He's only after this year. He's only got one more year under contract. It's $18 million next year. It's 20 million this year, but prorated. I don't know how much of that has already been paid out and how much of that salary. He's only got 18 million next year. That would be an improvement, right?
It would be. I think that's an option if they lose this weekend. If the Bengals lose this weekend, I think they're thinking, all right, we got to go ahead and change some things up, and he's potentially an option for us to go after before the deadline. And I'd be 100% on board with that.
Deadline's November 5th, right?
Yeah, so we got 2 more weeks, I think. 2 more
Yeah,
weeks?
2 more weeks.
Yeah, 2 more weeks.
Well, all right, what are you giving up for Trey Hendrickson, which, by the way, the Jets were rumored to be negotiating with when we signed Carl Lawson? We got the short end of that stick, everybody. If you were wondering, it worked out for them.
What's he look like this year? I know he's got a high motor. He's going to be an impact in the run game. He's great at pressures, right? I don't think he's really known as a sack guy, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't have his stats up here. Well, I guess I can look at him.
Let's put him bad boys.
He got 5 sacks this year.
5? Oh, that's
yeah.
not bad.
So he's got 5 sacks, 14 combined tackles, so 13 solo. 5 tackles for a loss, 10 quarterback hits too.
He's the 36th ranked edge player per PFF with a 67.6 run defense grade and a 70.1 pass rush.
Jeez. Oh, we could use that.
I'm gonna go.
So he's down. He's the past 2 years. His overall defensive grade has been up in the 80s, and right now he's hovering around 70. So there might be a little bit of decline.
We have another third, don't we?
We have another third. I don't think.
We just gave it up for Davante Adams.
We have 2. Nope.
We have 2.
Oh, you meant do we have an extra? Yeah, we gave up these. Yeah. We have another one.
In this case, I think you give a third, throw in one of our fifths, get it done. I think if 5 sacks. Wow, I didn't realize he was.
Who the Bengals playing this week?
But I would do a third and a fifth to bring him in, so we'd have no thirds this year.
I don't think that's gonna get it done. I don't.
You don't think so?
The Bengals are playing the Browns this week. They're gonna get a win.
Oh, they're gonna get a win. Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, their defense is atrocious. I mean, I would no. The Browns have looked so bad. They've looked so trash. I don't think they can pull it off. But the Bengals defense is gross. They're not winning because of defense. So you're wasting a guy like Henderson anyway. So get some assets to go ahead and potentially get better next year, because their defense is 30th or 29th right now in the league. It's something ugly.
Yeah.
They're so bad defensively.
All right. What NFL free agent defensive tackles are solid? Let me do this with you guys. These are the guys.
I saw somebody ask about Jadeveon Clowney. And this is
Clowney ain't coming.
He ain't coming.
No, I'll let you go first, and then I'll give you,
because Clowney had an opportunity. He already was in the building. You know what I'm saying? We spoke to him, but he had his options, right? Like the Panthers obviously aren't going anywhere, but the fact that Clowney chose them and he's going to get people in the seats. He's also a hometown guy. I think because of that as well, that's his value, not on the field, but in terms of people actually coming to their games and whatnot. They're not going to get rid of Clowney, man. Clowney chose those guys for a reason.
Yeah.
They were quick to give him the money. I don't think Clowney's legitimately a realistic option. I don't think he's going to be on the board.
No, so they had an interview with Clowney, and right after he signed, and he broke it down, and I respected him for it. He broke it down very eloquently. He said, you know, in more or less words, he said, "I've been a hired gun for the past however years." He's like, "I can't move my family up and around anymore." His entire family, him and his wife, are from the Charlotte area. They're from the Charlotte area. His wife has a big nonprofit organization run out of the Charlotte area. That to him, this is home. That's why he chose. They gave him 2 years. He's not going to be a hired gun. This is probably his last contract. He chose to kind of settle down and be with his family as opposed to, you know, chasing dollars or chasing rings, being that hired gun that he's been throughout his whole career. So I respect it. He ain't coming.
All right. So Ron says, guys, are there any run stoppers available for? So here's what's available for agents. These are the guys. Dom, anybody of interest here?
I can't see that being. It's way too small, man.
All right. Here we go.
Where are you on? What site you on?
Spot Track, which is right here. Take a look. Look at the screen. Come on.
You
Can't fucking see that?
No, it's so small.
Let me see.
Take us down and put that up, and we'll just talk through the background.
All right, hold on.
Would it be bigger if you put it above us?
Wait.
Oh,
Hold on a
Okay.
second. Where is it? Why won't it do the thing?
there we go.
Zoom in.
There we go. Now I
There it
can
is.
see it.
There it is.
Fletcher Cox retired.
Yeah, he's out of the league.
Al Woods, I think, is done.
No, I was is not retired.
Yeah, he's
37.5 years old, coming off an Achilles.
Yeah, that might be a problem.
There's nobody. There's nobody here.
Yeah,
worth their weight in gold, in sand,
in sand and water. It's just not. It's just not there. Wait, Fletcher Cox retired?
He did.
Oh wow.
Let's see. Edge. Whoops. Wait. Randy Gregory's still out there.
Gregory's still out there.
Yeah.
Yannick signed though. What is this?
He signed with Baltimore. Maybe it's not updated.
It should be. I mean, they're pretty good. Did they cut him?
No.
Henry Anderson's out there. Remember him?
Henry
Anderson.
Oh, Shaq Lawson's out there, but he's retired.
Kyle Phillips. He's still out there.
Bradley and I, baby. There it is.
Bring him back.
I think he's on the practice squad for Atlanta.
26. There's some young cats out there.
Bruce Irvin.
Bruce Irvin, man. What is he like? 20? Yep, 37.
Yeah, man. I don't know. There's not much going on, dude. You got to make a trade, if anything.
That's
okay. Like, look, we got to win. Like, they're not going to be. If you trade for Max Crosby or whoever now, like, he's not playing this week. So, like, if you lose and you're 2-5, dude, like, you got to win every game, pretty much. You can lose one more.
I was talking to Mike the Stat Guy, right? And we were breaking it down in terms of what it looks like to legitimately have a shot at least making the playoffs. So right now the Jets are still in the conversation to win the AFC East. I mean, it's a long shot if you ask me. I think you're going to need 12 games in order for you to do it, which means you can only lose one more game.
I don't think that's true.
10 wins will get you in.
I don't think so. I think
we say it every year, man. 2 years ago, the Jets had 2 years ago, the Jets had 7 wins. If we won one more game, we were in the playoffs at 8. Like, it's like the end. Don't forget, teams that are doing well, November, December is a different season than September, October. Teams get
10 wins get you in the playoffs this year?
Yeah, wild card, no doubt.
I was thinking 11 for the wild card. 12 to win the division. 10 can get you in, but I believe 10 gets you in with help. And as a Jets fan, I don't believe that we would get the help. It's not been in our cards.
No, let's take a look. Let's take a look here. The fuck is that? Are you kidding me?
That thing's so tiny. What is that your logo? Is that your logo or something?
Yeah. That was for the clock, like for the score of the game. All right. So look, 2 wins, 1 win. Okay. And you got a 5, and you got 3 wins, 2 wins.
Mm-hmm.
Here you got some 4s, but 2 wins, 1 win. 3 wins, 1 win, 1. Like, there's more teams bunched up at the bottom right now in the AFC than there is teams pulling away. You know what I mean? There's a couple, but we're still in that neighborhood. So, like, it's not like, there's in every division there's 5-win teams right now. There's only 2. You know what I mean?
I mean, the NFC North right now is probably the best division in football because they got.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for us for the
No.
playoffs.
In my head, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're right. This is different. I'm thinking about overall football. Only the NFC North right now seems to have it figured out. But all right, so 4. So there's what, 2 wild card spots?
Yeah, the NFC North is crazy. I mean, look at that 5, 4, 4, 4.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't making that up. That's insane to me.
Yeah,
But the NFC
is different. NFC different story. You know what I mean? You got
Did
right
the
now.
NFC
You got
become better than the AFC all of a sudden? Did that just happen overnight?
They're beating up on all the AFC teams, man.
They are. That's why I'm asking. I'm like, what's happening right now?
Yeah, I don't know. Look at Bo Nix running around, getting first. I'm just so sick of everything. I can't stand it. I can't stand anything anymore, man.
Need the Saints to come out in the halftime and freaking get their lives.
They ain't gonna. They got no receivers and their quarterback's hurt.
Yeah, I mean, but Spencer Rattler. Nah, you're right. There's nothing. It's just gonna be one of those things.
He looks fine. He looks okay.
But not good enough. What's going on here?
I don't know what's going on with you.
Where'd my camera just go?
I don't know.
So to answer Ron Weiss's question here, all right, I'm looking at guys who are set to be free agents in 2025 because those are usually the guys that are available by trade, like trade deadline guys. On the interior defensive line, DJ Jones from the Broncos, BJ Hill from the Bengals, which would be really nice. Excuse me.
Salud.
Folu Fatukasi.
There you go. Bring him back.
Jaron Reed from the Seahawks, Quentin Jefferson from the Browns, Sebastian Joseph Day from the Titans. Now, that's a name that's interesting, especially if the Titans go full-fledged rebuild here. Then you got Morgan Fox, Greg Gaines, John Jenkins, Jerry Tillery, Tershawn Wharton, lower-end guys. Sebastian Joseph Day is one that's intriguing to me, especially because they spent high capital on Tavondre Sweat, and they really like him over there. So if things continue to go south in Tennessee, they could be a team that could sell some, contract year pieces.
Fatukasi's having a good year, man. He's got a sack, 14 tackles. I mean, he's playing for Houston. They need him.
You know what? I'm glad we're talking about defensive tackles right now. What the hell's going on with Quentin Williams?
Dude, he's just, I don't know. They're moving him around. They're doing, it's like I don't know. I don't like it at all. I don't like anything happening with Quentin Williams right now.
It's been rough.
And by the way, Gunny, I have this conversation, Dom and I do the Monday Night Mocks for the last couple of years. What do I always want in the later rounds, Dom? What do I always want? 100% of the times.
A big fat nasty.
A big fat ugly. Right. Fat and ugly, dude. That's what I want. You use your 5th to 7th, somewhere in there. You get the biggest, because that's where they come out. And everybody goes, oh, we're looking at traits, speed, athleticism, fucking 3 cones and ladder drill. They're doing all that stuff. And then there's a big fat guy, like, he's just sitting there waiting at home.
He's like,
furious.
That's him. That's the one.
That's my guy. And you bring him in and he 2-gaps the shit out of it and just, and nobody can get around him. And he blows up the left side of the fucking line. You know what I mean? And you need those. And look at what we're missing. We keep going for these shifty, speedy guys, which I like them too. And I love having pass rush from the interior. Don't get me wrong. But you need fat uglies, dude. You need to be able to bring him in. Al Woods, get off your ass. And he runs out there. He looks like a fucking ball. You know what I mean? He's round. Like, that's what you want, man. Davante checking back in, everybody. I know that's not how this works, but would you give up 3 first-round picks for a Lombardi?
Yes.
I got 3 kids. I might consider giving one of those up for a little.
Right, I
got
give
4.
1 kid.
I got 4.
I give 3
I'll
first-round
throw one
children. Right, Gunny's got enough kids.
Yeah, he can miss. It's
I won't even miss it. Get the players. I'm tired of seeing this team lose or barely make it. I'm tired. I'm only 37. I tell you, I was I don't know if I said it in the show or if I said before me and Dom were talking. Matt O'Leary said to me, did I say it during the show? But Matt O'Leary said to me today, me and Ryan, he said, it's getting so crazy out there. Like, the guy who said anybody getting Davante Adams is getting the stud. And then he goes to the Jets and you're like, he's old and tired. Same guy 2 weeks later. Right. So he said, I want to see the Jets win almost like more to see people get shut up than it is for the Jets to win anymore.
Got to that point.
And I said, I literally said, young Padawan, like use your hatred, because I said, welcome aboard. I said, add 20 years to your fandom and you get GreenBean. You know what I mean? Like Dante at 37. Yeah, but look, the truth is though, is you got 14 straight years of complete and utter nonsense.
Yeah.
So it's been compressed. This last batch I can't even believe it's real, dude. And look, there's one common denominator, and it's Woody. And he's out there this week talking about thinking's overrated, like in that movie, Talladega Nights. Like, dude, you do realize that guy's he's a moron. Like, that's the joke, you fucking ass. Like, you don't even get it. You're using that publicly. And I know he's trying to be funny. Like, I get it. But who's going to tell him? You're not funny. You're not funny at all. And you don't know anything about the game of football. You're not tough because you're in New York. You're in New Jersey, by the way. Like, the whole thing. I just can't. The Woody necklace, never a good idea. Not from the second it happened to today. It's a bad idea. Your stadium sucks. Leave the Jets chant alone. Like, what? It's the whole thing. I'd give up 3 first-round picks for a championship. The thing is, though, is we're going to give up 3 first-round picks and win 6 games. That's the problem.
That's the fear. That is,
and then you ruin my real fun, which is the draft.
This is the draft. Like, if you could guarantee me the championship, then 100% it's worth it. But we're the Jets. Somehow, some way, we would give those 3 first-round picks. We'd get Max Crosby in the building, and all of a sudden, he's a pumpkin or a shell of what he once was. And that's where I look at it, and I'm just like, yes, if you can guarantee it, it's worth it. But I just
if it's guaranteed, right? It's guaranteed. Now, Myles Garrett, Max Crosby, those guys definitely help.
Oh, 100%.
Davante Adams is already here. You keep Mike Williams. Stop messing around.
Don't play these games.
Yeah, Dante, you're the man. You know what, Dante? You've made your case. You sold me. I now agree with you 100%. Draft picks are meaningless.
Picks.
I'm with you, man.
Them
Do
picks.
it. We got Aaron Rodgers. You got to do it. Like, you've already made the bed. Now bring in as many pillows as she wants. Like, the bed's already made. You know what I mean? Like, you want to talk about the bed beforehand? That's fine. The bed's here. It's time to bring the pillows. You know what I mean?
I think that's the perfect way of putting it, GreenBean. I think at the end of the day, you look at this and you've already gone all in, right? You got Aaron Rodgers. Right. You've given him Davante Adams. You've given him Allen Lazard. The defense, although it's not what we were expecting, is still a top 5 unit right now. Special teams, God, they need to wake the freak up. But nevertheless, Aaron Rodgers should be getting us more than 21 points per game. He should be able to get us more than 20 points a game. You've given him the tools to do so. Yo, man, F them picks, man. At this point, it's too late. It's too late to reconsider the route you can go. Like, if it doesn't work this year, we're possibly pushing towards another rebuild. Like, that's almost my stomach twist when I think about that. Like, this is literally an all-in year. And the good thing is, if you go all in this year and you get the dub, you can get these guys to come back next year on potentially team-friendly deals because they want to do it again. That's my positive outlook on if you go all in this year and it works. Now you got Adams and freaking Rodgers like, yo, let's do it one more time. whoever you bring, Crosby, whoever you bring in, one more time. Now, does it cost you potentially being able to sign a guy like Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner long term? You might lose one of those guys. You know what I'm saying? That definitely minimizes that happening. But at least we can say in our lifetime, as Jets fans, we got one. We got one.
Yeah, I know. We got one. We can all fucking rest. You know how many Jets fans just going to die as soon as it happens? Like our entire senior class is going to go goodbye.
That's all I've been waiting for.
All I've been waiting for. I'm sick of it.
I can die now.
There's going to be a lot of scared wives if the Jets win the Super Bowl. They're going to look at their husbands like, are you breathing?
Don't you do it. Don't you dare.
Don't you dare. I'm out. They're all going to fucking disappear like the Jedi. Their clothes are just going to fall to the floor.
It's going to be like Thanos whenever he snapped his fingers in games.
Just turn to dust.
Turn to dust.
They fucking turn to dust.
We got one.
Oh, my God. It's terrible. E-Boogie, Dom, Dalvin Tomlinson or Grover Stewart. I'd take either one of those guys. What do you think they fetch?
Ooh. Tomlinson probably a second. I would assume.
He's like 5 years, right? Wait, let me see. Oh no, he's a little okay. He's older than I thought. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is his 8th season. I thought it was like 5 or 6.
Yeah, Grover Stewart. I'm not sure. I mean, he's in Indianapolis. Has he been playing? He's gone kind of under the radar if he has. I'm going to look on PFF.
Grover Stewart has 2 combined tackles this year.
Yeah,
no tackles for a loss, 1 quarterback hit.
He's ranked the 5th overall.
No. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. He's got 22 combined tackles. Very, very different than 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's ranked as the 5th overall rated per PFF, the 5th rated interior defender.
Yeah.
80.6 versus
not
the rush.
Getting rid of him.
Yeah, I can't see how Indy's.
You got a much easier time trying to, pull Dalvin Tomlinson from the Browns.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, I don't know you, Boogie.
Cam Hayward is from Pittsburgh, who we face this week, is the number 1 overall rated interior defender per PFF.
Good.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, good. That's good to know. That's good news. Dante checking back in. I feel GreenBean is the only one talking about the number 1 problem. Robert Wood Johnson the 4th.
Yeah, but what can we do with that?
I've defended him. I have. But this mess, I don't know what. I don't even know if Joe Douglas is alive.
What can we do about Woody? We can't. We can. I mean, it's a problem. It's not like he's not the head coach. You can't fire him. I mean, he calls the shots. You can't do anything. That's it. Like he's got to.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate real quick when it comes to Woody Johnson. What do you want him to do? What do we want him to do? He's not going to start the team. What could Woody Johnson technically do better for this team to see the success we're hoping for as Jets fans?
What he can do is never, ever be involved.
Yeah.
And he's involved.
Don't meddle.
He's involved, man. Make no mistake. You're seeing it now. He said, I made this decision. So I don't agree with that. I think that you got
Green.
I know what you're going to say, but still, he's out front. And so the idea that he hasn't meddled before, like this is the only time, is a facade. His fingers are in the dough, and has
he really meddled though, or is he just forward facing on it? Was this a Joe? We haven't seen Joe Douglas. Was Joe Douglas really the one who called the shot and said, "Listen, it's time to cut bait with Robert Saleh"? And Woody said, "That's fine. I didn't like that fucker anyway.
I'll be the bad guy.
I'll fall on the sword."
Maybe. Then where is he with the Davante Adams trade? With the good news, where's Joe Douglas?
Well, to be fair, Davante Adams has already said that Joe brought him in. I mean, he said that.
Where is he?
Talking to Joe, making it happen and whatnot. But that is true, though. It's surprising we haven't seen Joe speak on the matter.
Nothing.
He doesn't speak a lot. Joe Douglas doesn't speak a lot. He does the bare minimum in for pressers that he has to.
What I'm saying about Woody is this, right? Like he's gotten involved this year. I'll give you that. I believe wholeheartedly he's probably stuck his nose into stuff that we as Jets fans have grown accustomed to him not doing. But let's think about it. He let go of Robert Saleh, right? And yes, some might say the issue was Hackett. But let's be honest, man, the team looked the exact same. It literally was the exact same unit coming out this year that we saw last year at this point in the season. The points-wise, offensively, defenses, it was the same exact thing. And I know, Roger, we brought in Saleh to be the freaking the defensive guy and whatnot. And I understand some people are saying that the defense was good, but he's the head coach. And I understood the hostage that was taken out in this situation was Saleh. But we just saw the best offensive production that we've seen in a long time from a Jets-led team in the Saleh era just this past Monday. Yeah. Okay, cool. He lets go of Saleh. He pulls up Ulbrich. Now Davante Adams all of a sudden is a Jet. We've been wanting freaking Davante Adams since last year. If somehow Woody got involved in that process and said, stop bullshitting, let's get him in the building. If we're going to do it, we're going to do it. Like, I feel like in terms of him dishing out the money, right? Like he's obviously done that.
Well, that's why I've defended him for so long. He doesn't seem to be a penny
pincher. Like I have a hard time blaming it on Woody, especially this time around, because from everything we're hearing now, specifically, he wasn't even a fan of Saleh. Like, but he allowed it to go on for as long as it has since he came back. That was 3 years ago. He's been back, and he hasn't gotten rid of Saleh, and he had plenty of opportunity to do so because we haven't been winning. So I feel like in terms of him being more patient, I understand like there's a group that have dealt with the Saleh regime for far too long, and I know that there's no going back, and I get that. But in terms of this season, listen, man, I've never seen a roster this talented as a Jets fan, and I've been a fan since '96. I've never seen a roster this talented. Now, again, it doesn't matter because we haven't seen it obviously turn into wins on the field. But in terms of like him willing to sign the checks, him willing to go ahead and give the private jet to go talk to Aaron Rodgers, to kind of like those things, we got to give credit to the owner. He's done his part. I personally think that Woody isn't an issue right now in terms of the output we're currently seeing right now. I think it's just an easy thing to say, oh, Woody.
I don't know. I hear you. It's a good point. I feel like the owner should be fucking out of the mix. That's my opinion. He's never played football. He doesn't know football. Like whenever he talks, he clearly doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, but he talks with authority. And if he's in the room and he's steamrolling people, I just don't like it, man. I think like he's never even hired a proper director of football operations, like a president of, like they're always accountants. They're always like business, like they're never football. And it's bullshit to me. And but I'm with you. I've defended him often. Like I've kind of had a middle of the road objective view. This stuff to me, I just don't like it. And it's crazy because he did two things I wanted him to do, which was get rid of Saleh and bring in Davante Adams. But I don't know. Sam Aiken, yeah, I mean, I didn't say your name, but we're talking about your super chat here, but I think that he's involved too much. And I think that there are a lot of people that don't want to play for him. Now, here's the thing. What's interesting is that one of two things is going to happen. You know, like if you really think this is the most talented roster and your GM is whatever, then lock him up. But I don't know if I'm Joe Douglas and the decisions aren't mine and I don't agree and I don't want to, whatever, do I even want to come back? You know what I mean? Like I'm not working for this guy. Like all these moves, like I would have done 15 things differently than Woody Johnson wanted. Like maybe like just as an example, and this is hypothetical, but maybe, you know, last year when Aaron Rodgers went down, Joe Douglas, like, I need to get on the phone. He's like, you got too much money in the quarterback. I'm not ponying up more. Like, who knows? You know? Again, hypothetical, but I'm saying if stuff like that is going on in addition to these types of things, then, you know, who knows? Maybe Joe Douglas is like, bro, you don't even know. I'm out of here.
Yeah. And as we said earlier, I wouldn't be surprised if come January you hear that the Jets and Joe Douglas have amicably parted ways.
Yeah. Cuca Lake checking in. The bed was made and Saleh spooged on you're a dirty, dirty man, Cuca Lake. You know what I mean?
So before the show ends, guys,
dirty rotten bastard.
Before the show ends, I've been looking at some stuff.
Well, let me get to the super chats real quick, and then
Go
we'll
ahead.
get
No,
to
I'm
that,
sorry.
okay?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sodak checking in. I know we're three long-winded fellas, so it's like our answers are robust. You know what I mean? But it's already after 10. You know. So Sodak checking in. What's up, buddy? He says I like Pesci over Oliver Stone, JFK movie when he says, "I'm so tired, I can't even see straight. This team just grinds you down. I don't know how you guys do this." I don't know how we do it either, man. Let me tell you how many games I would have shut off if I wasn't live.
Yeah.
I'm telling there are times where I've thought to myself, I don't give a fuck. I'm closing down this stream.
Yeah.
But I can't because I feel like I owe you guys something. Like, honestly, I mean, and I think I do. You know, I respect you guys enough that I stay. But there are times I'd be raking the leaves, man. You know, I'd be out there muttering. That's what I'd be doing, you know, but I stay. So I don't know either, Sodak. It's one of those things, man.
Shout out to Sodak, too. I met him in London.
Oh, yeah?
Oh,
nice. I did.
How was he? Was he, be honest, was he a nice guy?
A wonderful, wonderful gentleman.
Wonderful gentleman. Oh, Sodak.
Oh.
I think that was him. I hope I'm
South
right.
Dakota Jet?
Yeah,
that's him. Dante checking back in. This is the capper. Dante's like, here's my final thought. He's slamming down the gavel. Woody Meadows secretly worse than Jerry. Who's at least honest? Right. Jerry Jones says, no, I'm the boss. He's out front.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Woody's like in the back. That's just what bothers me. Who we should loudly show our hate, like with Washington and Snyder. It didn't take Snyder down, but it tells the NFL world that Woody sucks. Yeah, and again, like I've said a million times, man, Woody Johnson, the business model works. He doesn't need to win. We ravage the stores, if you will. We buy the hats. We buy the this. He raises the prices and we buy them again. He adds
we'll complain,
PSLs.
We'll still pay for it.
We pay for it.
Yeah.
Again, 625 million turned into 6.5 billion for a failing operation.
Oh my gosh, that's us. That's y'all. It's us. It's the fan base.
Incredible. So I'm with you, Dante.
Damn,
Dom, make your thank you for all the support.
I'm looking at some matchups and stuff like this that we have for Sunday. So because I had PFF open, so take it for what it is. It's PFF grades. You know they can't be taken as the Bible. However, they have the number 2 overall and number 6 overall ranked pass rushing edge pass rush edge rushers. Their interior, they have. Let me pull it back up. They have. In pass rush now, they have the number 1 and number 14 in Cam Hayward and Keanu Benton. There's going to be a lot of pressure on the Jets this weekend.
It's going to be brutal.
It's going to be a real challenge. I didn't realize I knew Pittsburgh's defense was good. I didn't know how the numbers stacked up, and now as I'm looking into this a little bit more, I'm curious to see what the idea is offensively. This is going to be a Todd Downing make or break game here. We're either going to think
quick passes, man.
Oof.
Spread them out, 11 personnel, quick slants. That's what you got to do. Screens, use the pressure because it's coming.
Oh, it's coming.
Bill Adams appreciates the candor. Yeah, you're welcome. I fucking had it, man. Pete Detraglia nails it. We pay to be miserable. Got it. Shake my Pete. Look, and I'm a positive guy. I'm wearing thin, my friends. This season's tough because every year I'm hopeful. Right? Every year I'm hopeful. Yeah. I'm hoping these late round pick guys are gonna turn into something. Yeah. This year was different. This year is like we're gonna do something. And we're losing games. We lost 3 games by a combined 10 points. I can't deal. I don't know how to deal with this.
Disgusting.
I don't know how to do it.
No, I think you said it perfectly right. I think most years we think, okay, these draft picks could go ahead and that could be the home run hit, right? But this year we knew we knew we had home run components throughout our roster. We know who Mike Williams is. We know who Tyron Smith is. We know who Morgan Moses is. Johnson. Like, we knew, okay, these dudes play football. They know how to ball. Like, this is great. And we haven't seen the output turn out for us on the field. It's unbelievably frustrating because it could only happen to us. I really believe with my whole heart that could only happen to Jets fans.
We got to go on a run, and sadly, we got the Steelers in our way, and we're gonna. I mean, there's a very strong possibility, guys, that we're 2-5.
100%.
It's. I mean, I'm gonna be rooting, and we can beat them. Don't get me wrong, but it's like it's a realistic possibility that we're 2-5, and then what happens to the house then?
Listen, man, this Monday night game, that took a little bit out of me. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, me too.
I'm not gonna lie.
This one hit different, man.
This one hit really different. This was everything lined up perfectly. We're home. It meant something. Big change. Ulbricht's coming in, gonna fire up the troops. You have Buffalo, who had major. I mean, no Ed Oliver, no Matt Milano, no James Cook. Injuries all over. This was the one to do it, and it didn't happen. And I have yet to really fully recover from it. I'm normally right back up on it. Hey, I'm positive, so on and so forth. This one stung a little bit more.
Lingering. It's lingering.
Yeah, I got well far into the into my film watching for the prospects.
Yeah, I mean, look, Davante Adams helps. It's a bomb. It helps, but we're still burnt up. You can put creams on it, but we still, there's a lot there. The only thing that's going to heal this shit is winning. JMG, Salah wanted Kingsbury, so he wanted his third offensive coordinator in 4 years. Got it. Okay. I mean, I've had it. I've had it. Fucking Bowles did the same thing. 3 offensive coordinates. Always everybody else's fault. Dude, just fix it. You know what I mean? And I get it. With Aaron Rodgers, Hackett. Hey, man.
As a matter of fact, they offered Kingsbury and they offered Eric Bieniemy and they offered Arthur Smith offensive positions. They all declined.
Yeah, they got offensive coordinator jobs.
That's it.
I mean, I don't know. I don't care. I don't care about any of that. Salah was the whole idea that discipline doesn't have a place in the NFL. I staunchly disagree with that.
Yep. He lost me with that press conference.
I
kid you not. That whole what am I supposed to do? Make them do push-ups? I was like, you dumb bitch.
I know, right? You can see it, right? It's like, okay, never gonna work. And especially here.
It was a wrap.
This is a tough place to play.
Yep.
You can't be soft. You can't.
Well, that's
like said. We're gonna do it. Dom, you get the closing statement.
No. I was gonna say it reminded me of when Zach after the New England game came out and said, "No, it's not. It's not my fault." Like that whole thing. The same thing at that moment. Beep,
wait, Zach, what was that? What did he say?
Remember when Zach had that horrible game in the Patriots?
Oh, right on.
Yeah, and he's like, "No, it's not my fault.
Not my fault.
It's not all my fault. This was blah, blah."
I hated him.
At that point, I turned off to Zach. And right at that moment with Robert Saleh, these are grown men. I don't have to hold them accountable. What am I going to make them do push-ups? Well, you did in the fucking preseason, right? Every time they went all sides, they did push-ups. So why is it different now? No.
Yeah, and not for nothing. Offensive linemen probably, it's not going to hurt doing push-ups.
Right?
You know what I mean? But that's not even what we're talking about. We're not talking about fucking push-ups, asshole. No. We're talking about benching them.
Just bench them. Yeah. Sit them. Do you know how
repercussions?
Much I'm sorry.
No, you don't get to play.
Get off. I played varsity sports. I got a little taste of collegiate sports. The biggest thing you can do to somebody that's that competitive is sit their asses down.
That's right.
Take them out of the game.
Yep. To be the reason you feel like you're the reason your team failed, it hurts more than anybody will ever understand unless you've been in that situation.
Right, man.
The fact that his his thought process was, push-ups. I knew then. Oh, you're not built for this. You're not built to be an NFL head coach. It's a wrap for us.
Checked off with him then, too. I agree.
Yeah. So good. He had to go. Yep. That said, 3 touchdowns between Davante Adams and Garrett Wilson this week. We blow them out in their house, 31-6. Then we're talking.
Yeah.
Then we're off and running, okay? 3-4. We're fucking breathing down 500 on our way to taking over the NFL. I'm in. I've gotten it all out. I'm fresh. Yep. Whew, I'm all showered up, ready for the dance, Tom.
Yes,
all right,
sir.
guys. Let's just get out of here. It's 10:15. Don't forget to support Gunny's situation report. Link is in the description. Dom C, Project Prospect. with Dom C. Link is in the description. Those guys deserve your support as well. With that all said, guys, we're going to get on out of here. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, here we come, baby. Here we come. Here come the Jets, baby.
I want to kiss you. Thanks, Joe.
You want to run or you want to duck down? You want to duck, just go over and get onto the bench and stay there.
You play to win the game.
My message for the fans, we're all frustrated with where we are right now.
Jets, Jets, Jets.